You walk into a room, and they all turn to look at you. Some smile, some nod, but most just observe. Their eyes scan you, dissect you, tearing apart every little piece of who you are without saying a single word. They don't know you. They don't know where you've been, what you've suffered, what it took for you to get here. But that doesn't matter, because people don't care about the truth. They care about perception, and perception is always twisted. You could be the strongest person in the room, but if you stumble once, they'll whisper about your weakness. You could be the kindest soul, but if you show your teeth even once, they'll call you a monster. You could be dying inside, and they'll still expect you to smile. That's the game, and it's rigged from the start. People will always judge you. They'll judge your choices, your mistakes, your victories, your losses. If you win, they'll say you cheated. If you lose, they'll say you were never good enough. If you stay silent, they'll call you weak. If you speak up, they'll call you arrogant. No matter what you do, no matter how much you try to fit into their mold, you will never be enough for them. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you set yourself free. Judgment is easy. It takes no effort, no courage, no depth. It's the cheapest currency of the shallow-minded. They don't need to know your story to decide who you are. They just need a single moment, a single mistake, a single rumor, and suddenly they've got you figured out. You see, people need villains in their stories, and if they can't find one, they'll make one. They don't just want to judge you, they want to control you. They want to dictate how you should live, what you should wear, who you should love, how you should think. They build these invisible walls around you, forcing you to shrink yourself just to fit into their expectations. But tell me this, what happens when you stop playing their game? What happens when you refuse to shrink? I'll tell you what happens. They get scared, because when you stop caring about their judgment, they lose their power. When you refuse to be controlled, they realize they never had control to begin with. When you embrace your truth, your real, raw, unapologetic truth, they don't know what to do with you, because people only know how to judge something they understand. And if they can't understand you, they fear you, because at the end of the day, their opinions don't build your life. Their words don't put food on your table. Their approval doesn't determine your worth. You do. And once you understand that, they become irrelevant. You weren't born to be liked. You weren't born to be accepted. You were born to be real, and real is terrifying. Real means standing tall even when they try to break you. Real means embracing your scars instead of hiding them. Real means knowing that no matter how much they judge you, they can never define you. So let them watch, let them wonder, let them burn in their own curiosity. Because the truth is, they don't really hate you. They hate that you don't need their validation. And that is power. People will always judge you, but the question is, will you let them break you? Or will you make them regret ever doubting you? Let me tell you something. The world has never been kind to those who refuse to kneel. If you dare to stand tall, if you dare to carve your own path, you become a threat. And people, they don't like threats. They like obedience. They like silence. They like puppets they can control. Look around you. Look at the ones who play by the rules. They fit in perfectly, don't they? Smiling when they're supposed to smile. Speaking when they're expected to speak. Living lives that are small, predictable, and safe. But you were never meant to fit in. That's why they judge you. That's why they talk about you behind closed doors, because you remind them of everything they could have been, but were too afraid to become. People don't just judge what they hate. They judge what they envy. Oh, they'll never admit it. They'll hide behind their insults, their gossip, their fake smiles. But deep down, in the parts of themselves they refuse to face, they know the truth. They know you have something they don't. Maybe it's courage. Maybe it's resilience. Maybe it's the simple fact that you refuse to be tamed. But whatever it is, it terrifies them. And so they judge you, because judgment is easier than self-reflection. Tearing you down is easier than admitting their own weaknesses. So let them sit in their small little world, whispering about you, picking apart your choices, laughing at your struggles. Because while they waste their time watching you, you are moving forward. While they sit in their comfort zones, you are rising. And that is why you will win. They want you to care. They want their words to matter. They want you to shrink, to doubt yourself, to ask for their approval. But you owe them nothing, not your explanations, not your regrets, not your fear. You owe them silence, because nothing makes a critic more uncomfortable than being ignored. And that's the truth they never wanted to face, the truth that keeps them awake at night, the truth that burns in the back of their minds every time they see you rise, every time they realize that all their words, all their efforts to break you were worthless, because you refuse to be defined by them. You refuse to let their shallow judgments shape your destiny. You walked through fire, through storms, through hell itself, and still, you stand. And now, they have to live with the fact that they never had control over you, that despite everything they said, despite every time they laughed, mocked, or doubted you, you became something they never could, something untouchable. You see, people spend so much time pointing fingers, so much time tearing others down, that they forget to build themselves up. They invest their energy in talking about you, while you invest yours in becoming better, stronger, unstoppable. And that is why they will always lose. Because judgment is easy. Becoming something real, that takes work. That takes pain. That takes a kind of strength most people will never have the courage to find. So let them sit in their small world. Let them waste their breath dissecting your life while you carve out something greater than they will ever understand. And one day, they will look back and realize that while they were busy judging, you were busy winning. But by then, it'll be too late for them, because by then, you will be untouchable, unstoppable, a legend in a world full of cowards who never had the courage to step outside the lines. And the best part, you never needed them, not their approval, not their validation, not their permission. You walked your own path, you embraced your own scars, and you became something no amount of judgment could ever destroy. And that's what truly terrifies them. Not your mistakes, not your flaws, not the stories they tell about you in secret. What terrifies them is your existence. The fact that no matter what they say, you keep moving. No matter what they throw at you, you refuse to break. They hate that their words don't own you. They hate that their judgment doesn't define you. Because deep down, they know if they had gone through even half of what you did, they wouldn't have survived. They would have crumbled. They would have folded under the pressure. They would have begged for acceptance. But you did the unthinkable. You walked through their fire and came out on the other side, untouched, undefeated, and unafraid. That's why they whisper when you walk by. That's why they gather in little circles, picking you apart. Because people like them only know how to destroy what they can't control. And the one thing they will never control is you. But let me tell you something about people like that. They're not as powerful as they think. They survive in packs because they are weak alone. They only feel important when they have someone else to tear down. Their words, their opinions, they don't come from strength. They come from fear. Because deep inside, they know the truth. They know they wasted their lives playing it safe. They know they chose comfort over greatness. They know they will never be remembered, never be feared, never be admired. They know, in the end, they will be nothing. And nothing is exactly what they deserve. So let them watch. Let them sit in the cheap seats and whisper about you. Let them throw their insults like stones from a distance. Because while they waste their breath, you are building something they will never understand. You are creating a life they could never live. You are walking a path they would never have the courage to take. And one day, they will realize the price of their judgment. One day, they will see you standing at the top, unshaken, while they are still stuck in the same miserable place they've always been. And by then, it won't matter what they think, because their voices will be drowned out by the sound of your victory.